Hey guys, it's Night here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing another Transformers issue review. Today we're going to be looking at issue 6. Issue 7 is already out, but I have not read it yet, so we're stuck with issue 6 right now. So the art team here is still Daniel Warren Johnson by himself with colors by Mike Spicer, and this is the last time that this is the case because issue 7, which I already own, has Jorge Corona on the artwork there, right? So be aware of that. If you're not interested in having someone else doing the art, this might be your point to step away and move on to other things. But if you're still interested, I recommend you stick around, right? So yeah, this is quite an interesting issue. Basically, we kind of have Sparky having a PTSD episode with kind of reliving his son's death and kind of, just dealing with, crap as they're running away from the Devastator, right? Carly and Cliffjumper are finding another entry into the arc, which is proving to be a little bit difficult. And Optimus is protecting Sparky from the Decepticons, right? And it's all a big mess. It's all really enjoyable. It all looks ridiculous and crazy and grungy, and it's so good looking, right? However, I still don't like the way that Daniel Warren Johnson draws people, but everything else about his art style is phenomenal, right? So yeah, eventually the Devastator basically turns out to be too strong for Optimus in his current kind of condition, and they have to run into the arc. Cliff and Carly end up getting in as well through a different entry, like I mentioned earlier, and they had to fight Starscream. And this is kind of a very difficult fight. It's also quite emotional for Cliffjumper because apparently Starscream was the one that murdered all of his clan, right? Or all of his people. And well, this is kind of a problem, right? And so they have this issue where they're fighting against a superior opponent, but they're also fighting kind of these bad memories and these bad associations and this revenge and anger that, well, might consume Cliff and Carly, right? And so it's quite good. I really enjoy this aspect of this part of the story, right? We transition back to Optimus, who's basically dying. He removes the matrix of leadership from his chest and is preparing to pass it on because he won't last much longer. Then, in a kind of confusing bit of work here, Sparky looks at Optimus, or realizes what needs to be done, and then walks into the matrix of leadership. I'm not exactly sure what this is supposed to achieve, except that I understand immediately afterwards that this re-energizes Optimus. It makes him basically come back to new, and the problem is that I'm not really sure why. Like, what about the matrix of leadership is special, that allows it to turn a human life into energon, right? Which is basically what it seems like it did, right? I don't think this was explained previously in any of the issues, and I'm not sure that it will be explained later, although it might do because of the way that this book ends, but I'm not sure. And it was quite confusing to me because I felt like there needed to be some dialogue to explain this, right? Some sort of, moment where Optimus is like, no, even though it's going to help me, don't do it, right? Or something like that. And the fact that it wasn't there was a bit confusing to me, right? So, I don't know. It's not that important, but it was a little bit of a downer here where, like, the book ends with this weird kind of situation that I don't understand, that I wish was explained better. And that's not great, but it's not horrible. It is what it is, right? And so it heals Optimus, and now he can really beat the shit out of the Devastator, and he does, and it's great, and it was really awesome, and I really liked it because the art style is phenomenal, right? So, yeah, Cliff and Carly are on the losing side on their battle right now. They're almost crushed to death by Starscream, and when I say they, I actually mean Carly. Carly is in Starscream's grasp, and he's slowly crushing her, although it doesn't necessarily seem like that is his main goal. It's mostly just to psych out Cliff. They manage to kind of deal with this because Optimus shows up at the right moment to smack the shit out of Starscream, and this forces him to let go of Carly, and then a little bit more of a fight here where eventually the Decepticons decide to run off. And actually the most interesting moment here was when Soundwave is at the edge of the arc and Optimus approaches him and he's like, Soundwave, we can find a way to end this peacefully. We don't have to keep fighting. Let's try to work something out. And then Soundwave tries to kill Optimus, And well, Optimus is like, okay, never mind. He, beats him and they run away, right? And well, it's not really the end, but for now, it's the end of the conflict right now, currently. And then we transition over to Spike, who wakes up and asks where his dad is. And this is very reminiscent, almost parallel to Carly. And I'm very curious what this is going to lead to, right? Is he going to be angry with Optimus? Is it going to be explained what exactly Sparky did? Is this going to make the situation where they get more energon while they were at the hospital turn into something really fucked up? Because as soon as Sparky walked into the matrix of leadership and gave Optimus more power, I immediately thought that they were just chucking, intensive care victims, or no, victims is not the right word, patients into the matrix of leadership while they were at the hospital, so they could help Optimus to save them. And that's pretty macabre, right? So I'm not really sure, but I don't know. Overall, I like this. I was a little bit confused with that matrix of leadership thing, and it did sour my experience a little bit, but not enough for me to dislike it. Either way, I'm very invested with this story. I'm really enjoying it, and I really can't wait to see what happens next. I'm very curious to see how Jorge Corona's artwork manages to continue on from where Daniel Warren Johnson left off. Is it going to still be grungy? Is it going to be a little bit nicer? Because Jorge Corona's artwork, from what I remember from the works that I've seen of his, when he works with Scotty Young, is not necessarily cleaner than Daniel Warren Johnson's in a sense, but his human characters are a little bit more appealing to me, right? And so I'm not sure that I want that trade-off, right? I'm not sure that I want better human characters or better looking human characters if that means there's going to be uglier looking robots, right? I'd rather have very cool robots, and I think that that's why I'm very happy with Daniel Warren Johnson's art style, even though I don't like the way he draws people. But I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about Jorge Corona, right? So I'm very curious to see how that goes. I hope the transition is smooth and not too jarring, and I think that will be the case, but who knows, right? So yeah, those are my thoughts on Transformers number 6. This is the end of the arc. I will come back to it in a few months and just do a arc review when the paperback for it comes out, but that should be kind of a while away, so we'll see when I get around to it, right? But yeah, those are my thoughts on Transformers number 6. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought. Thank you guys very much for watching, and see you guys later.